What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today I am going to tell you all about the upcoming Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Price, specs, and release date. Now that's the release date and price for the global and Chinese variants. Let's go. Now firstly, don't worry, I am not turning the Average Dad channel into a leaks, gossips and rumours channel. There's plenty of them, but what I am here to do is to tell you the truth about the phones that you really care about, that don't happen to begin with Apple or Samsung. So yesterday I told you all about the Vivo X Fold 3 and X Fold 3 Pro release dates and price and spec and all that good stuff. Today it's Xiaomi's turn. For those that don't know, the Xiaomi 13 Ultra was my favourite candy bar Android phone of last year. It also was my favourite camera phone of last year. Period. So the 14 Ultra has got me all tingly. So I'm going to break down the specs in a second, but I do want to start with the price. Firstly, let's talk global. The global price for the Xiaomi 14 Ultra will be £1,200. Yes, no big surprises here. That's right in line with Samsung and Apple and other flagship compares. Where things get exciting for you and I though, is the Chinese version. The Chinese version for the 16 gigabytes of RAM and half a terabyte of storage is going to be priced at roughly £875. That's over £300 cheaper than the global variant, which is going to come sooner than the global variant as well, and I'll talk about release dates. But when we talk about price, WONDA Mobile, link in description, you know I work with them lots and lots and they're a fantastic company with fast shipping and all that good stuff. WONDA Mobile, usually after about a month of release, offer the global ROM flash on their Chinese variants for a fee of, I believe, £50. So if we take the £875 and add 50, you're getting the global Xiaomi 14 Ultra for £925. Folks, you can go look as long as you like. You will not find a better phone at a cheaper price anywhere. So for those that have concerns about the functionality of a global ROM versus a Chinese ROM, don't worry. Xiaomi are basically right now the only company to release global ROM flashes, and if you can't be bothered going through the steps, WONDA Mobile will do it for you. Now, I touched on release dates, so we may as well talk about it. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra will be released sooner than you think. In the Chinese market, there are strong rumours and what look like real posters, but they're probably fake. I'm still going with the date though. February the 25th. The launch event for the Xiaomi 14 Ultra will take place, which means about a week after that, you could potentially have it in your hands. So by the beginning of March, you're going to have that in your hands. Well, I certainly will, we know that. Now, as far as the global release dates, this is a bit more sketchy. I believe there's a 4 to 8 week turnover period between the Chinese variant and the global. So on that basis, I'm going to say mid-April for the Xiaomi 14 Ultra release globally. But again, please keep in mind what I mentioned before about the Chinese variant getting a global ROM flash for considerably, like 25% cheaper. Now, what you actually care about are the specs. So I'm going to talk about the software first, then we'll move to the hardware. Software wise, no surprises. Android 14, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip. I know that's not software, but let's call it internals. HyperOS 14 with its AI capabilities paired with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip. HyperOS are one of the few Chinese Android skins and softwares actually introducing a lot of AI features. So excited for that. Obviously that's an Adreno 750 GPU with the Snapdragon chip. So internally the phone's going to be a beast. It's going to have a minimum of 16 gigabytes of RAM, going all the way up to 24 gigabytes of UFS 4.0. It's going to have a minimum of 256 gigabytes of storage, all the way up to 1 terabyte. And again, I mentioned UFS 4.0. It will also have the USB-C 3.2 first gen, the fastest data transfer speeds you can get on a phone. And it'll have display out, so you can connect to your TV and use Xiaomi's own DeX mode. Now externally, and it might seem that Xiaomi are going to jump on a bandwagon here, but trust me, they're not. Months ago, the Xiaomi 14 Pro was released and it was a special edition titanium variant. All Ultras are going to have a titanium frame, much like the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the S24 Ultra. There will be vegan leather back options on all of them. From what I understand, there'll be no silver metal backed one. There'll be no glossy finish. They're all going to be vegan leather, much like on the 13 series and 12 series Ultras. Now it'll be the same 6.73 inch 120Hz Super AMOLED 2K resolution display. I say the same, it's actually a better display than on the 13 Ultra, but same size. That'll be included on there. LTPO3 technology, so 1Hz all the way to 120, which again helps with battery life. And I guess while I'm talking about that, the battery is getting a slight bump from 5,000 to 5,300 milliamp hours, and you'll be able to charge that at 90 watts wired or 50 watts wirelessly. Now the last part that excites me the most, and I'm sure you're waiting for, is all about the cameras. It's a true ultra phone. I had a conversation in the comments the other day and somebody says if it's not got 4 lenses it's not a pro phone. Well, that's utter nonsense. Every single pro phone out there has 3 lenses and most ultra phones have 4. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra will have a quad rear setup. All 50 megapixels again. However, it's going to have the main sensor with a new Sony LTY900, essentially a better sensor that found in the OnePlus 12 and OnePlus Open just now. I'm excited to see what it does. It's a full 1-inch sensor as well, with a variable aperture all the way up to f4 stop, so 4.0. So you should be able to bring in a hell of a lot more light, which is going to help in your dark, low light situations. And I mentioned already, Xiaomi did have the best camera phone of last year, arguably the last few years. So the 14 Ultra is just building on that reputation. Other lenses, 50 megapixel ultra wide, 50 megapixel 3.2 times optical, and a 50 megapixel 5 times optical. Yes, it seems the days of a 10 times optical zoom lens are gone on all phones. What they are doing though is making sure that the 5 times optical lens gets better sensors, better megapixelage to produce sharper images at even 100 times zoom. Now it's 8K rear facing video on all, 4K at 3060 and rumoured 120 frames per second on all lenses. I can't see that happening, but I'm all for it. I love 120 frames per second for slow-mo. Now the final thing I want to touch on is actually the selfie camera. Chinese phones for the longest time took so long to introduce 4K on their selfie. Well, there are rumours, and I'm leaving this one in here because I actually am on the fence as to whether this is going to happen or not. There are rumours that the 32 megapixel 4K selfie camera is going to be under the display. And for those that don't know, the Nubia Z60 Ultra has that functionality, the under display camera, which gives you, see here, a full display, uninterrupted. So if Xiaomi can introduce that in a 14 Ultra while maintaining 4K quality selfie video, game changing. So that's been it. your quick update, leaks, rumours from me, not some subtitled video with rave music or AI used. I've gathered all my information from 3 or 4 different videos, 2 or 3 different forums, and more importantly, the WhatsApp group for the Average Dad channel. Yes, the private members group chat, as you can see here, is constantly filled with leaks, rumours, phone sales, general tech chat. So if you want to join that, there's a join button down below. For as little as, I think it's $3 a month, you can get access to the WhatsApp chat and monthly giveaways. I just gave away £800 worth of phones. 2 phones I just gave away to 1 member and 1 viewer. So there we have it. That's it for now. I will be back with more phone reviews, unboxings, and probably more leak videos because you seem to like it. If there's anything else you want to hear more about either this phone or other phones, let me know in the comments. And until next time.